Right, we have the Bianchi carbon bar with Nike structure. If you know, you know. The Bianchi carbon bar fail. I called it, ages ago, months ago. Was it when Bianchi released that new AliExpress, Alibaba looking Chinese made monstrosity? And just because it's made in China, like the iPhone or Samsung, doesn't make it a bad thing. China makes some fantastic carbon things, but why would you pay so much money for a bike made in China that weighs a ton? The bars snap with basic crashes. It's just, the bikes are hard to maintain. How do I even get started here? I ride my bike to simplify my life. All right, the reason I don't have a driver's license and I ride a bike is because I prefer the simple life. The reason why I ride top tier, I ride the very best bikes, the very best components money can buy. You cannot get better than what I ride today in 2023 from any of the big brands. All their bikes are for peasants. Yes, they're bought by barristers, dentists, surgeons, etc., who have no idea what a good bike is. They just follow the latest trends because they want to fit in. They want that significance factor. I get it. That's fine. Keeps bike shops in business. But I ride top tier. I ride the very, very best. All right? I have money. I can afford any bike I want. The irony of the situation is the bikes that I ride when I'm spending my money, they cost maximum $1,500 US, and often far, far less. Okay, tonight I'm riding a Trek Domane Di2 with Mavic Serum SLS. Beautiful bike, amazing bike. Amazing bike. How much that cost me? $1,300 Aussie. I think it was $1,300 Aussie. Maybe less, maybe one of the two, 12 or 1,300 bucks. It rides so good. I put flat pedals on it, and it's just amazing. But the latest bikes, 2023, from the big brands, the latest Trek Domane, garbage, heavy, junky, hard to maintain. That Domane down there, I could put a blindfold on, and I could just strip that and rebuild it, in a half an hour to strip it, maybe less actually, no, less than half an hour, maybe 18 minutes to strip it, and maybe 35 minutes to rebuild it, It's just, they're so easy to work on. But these new bikes, the new Domane, I'm like, forget about it. It's heavy, it's sluggish, it's overpriced. Anyway, and I see these YouTube channels out there promoting the new Bianchi, promoting the new Willier, the new Cannondale, all these crappy road disc monstrosities. And I'm like, come on, man. Have some fucking integrity. You wouldn't have fallen in love with cycling 10 or 20 years ago if you had to ride the crap that the pro riders have to ride today. It's absolute garbage. The handlebars snap all too easily. All right, I've never ever seen an alloy bar snap in a race. All right, from a crash ever. I mean, I've seen people have crashes, bad crashes, and then a year later the handlebar snaps, alloy. But it's just carbon bars are a bad idea. Right, carbon road bars are a bad idea because when your bike falls over in a crash, the first thing it hits is that carbon curve. Carbon doesn't like being hit, doesn't like being clamped. So you see these YouTube channels out there promoting this stuff. Go and check out Ride Media, Rob Arnold. Rob put out a fantastic magazine for almost 20 years called Ride Magazine. And recently, I saw one of his videos where he compared his CAD 7 Black Lightning Cannondale, full alloy, amazing bike, to the latest Lab 71, which is basically in Wuhan, China, made carbon Chinese Cannondale, and it's like 800 grams heavier. The new bike is versus 20 years ago. And it will just he's only had to run 55 psi in the tires. 55 psi. Go and run 55 psi in your tires. It's like, well, it's really comfortable if you're riding gravel, but on a road bike, you feel like, what's going on? You're going backwards. Now, obviously on cobblestones, 55 psi, yeah, for sure. But even then, it's like, I prefer 70. But road, I'm 100 psi, 120, at least 100. So it baffles me. Really, go check out Rob's thing, and he prefers these slower bikes these days. I prefer the fast bikes. I like feeling fast. I like getting on the bike and just whoosh, that forward motion clears the brain. I don't need tick, tick, tick. I don't need howling brakes and handlebars you can hardly adjust and overpriced junk. Overpriced junk. I can afford whatever. Right? I love a simple life. I choose simple women who are easy to be with, who aren't combative. I don't want combative women in my life. I don't want combative bikes in my life where they're fucking around and you're going to overly service them. Fuck that. Cycling is to simplify your life. The new Bianchi is a piece of junk. I said it before. I've been proven again. End of story.